Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday and it's 7 p.m. And where should you be? You should be on Style Wednesday with the Queen of Style. And we are here with the one and only VG Brand CEO, entrepreneur extraordinaire, Derek Webb. And guys, welcome Derek to Style Wednesday. It's such an amazing pleasure to have you on this evening with us on Style Wednesday. And I can't express how happy I am. We finally got you on the show. So
Yeah,
busy schedule and all, but we did it. Thank you for
likewise. Thank you for having me, Wendy. This is such an amazing opportunity. I love networking with you. I love doing anything with you.
thank you. Derek, before we go in, guys, just so you know, Derek has been an entrepreneur and a designer for several years. And he has worked in the industry and continue to work in the industry where he produced from casual to high-end couture collection and garments made from the finest material throughout the world. So Derek, introduce yourself to everybody on Style Wednesday and let them know who you are.
My name is Derek Webb. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. My grandmother raised me, and actually, she was a licensed seamstress. That's how I kind of got into it. My dad's mother. So it became like second nature over me. And what really attracted me to design and sewing was, I remember when I was really little, she told me something that stuck with me. She told me that there were no in boundaries in mastering how to sew and design. Your imagination was your boundaries and your limitation, and that stuck with me because it allows you to decide how far you can go, and no one can put a cap on that. And that was very intriguing to me. So I continued on with it. I've worked in retail all my life, from every end of the spectrum, from visual display work to management to sales management to operations. And then, so once I got older and I connected the business piece and then my talent and creative piece and combined them, that's when I really established my brand. I've been designing for almost 10 years and pushing my brand with full seasonal collections for about 6. So, and I've done, like you said, I've done so much. I've been in over 127 fashion shows, from Chicago to New York to Michigan to LA. I've done countless photo shoots. I've worked with a few celebrities. So I'm just really at a point where I'm really trying to elevate the brand and the lifestyle of the customer as opposed to just focusing on the garments.
Excellent, excellent. So the one thing I have to say, your brand has been around and you are well established. Do you have a brand ambassador?
Yes, I do contracts with influencer or influencer talent. And what we call it is an ambassador to icon, because that's essentially what I want to serve as the customer to believe. And also people that work for me, you should actually treat your employees like your customer and keep them happy as well. So what my brand is mainly like, where our pitch is, like social media in today's age has created this entrepreneurship of young elites. And I feel like while you're on your grind, when you're young, you still want to look like that boss. You still want to be treated like you're established. You want to walk into a store and be wardrobe from head to toe or have that option. And that's where we come in. We're that bridge brand that bridges in between contemporary high fashion luxury and just mass marketed brand. So we're that bridge gap. The price points might not be as higher, but the craftsmanship, the workmanship, the ornamentations there, the services there, we are going to treat you like you are that elite. So as you continue out through all life's phases, you'll get that service that will consistently match where you're headed and where you've been.
Absolutely. Amazing, amazing. So during the pandemic, like tell me how has that affected your brand?
It's took away that face-to-face connection, and I'm very personable, so that was always a win for me, and especially selling my garments in a networking setting or a retail setting, like being personable with the client, digging into their livelihood, their lifestyle, having small talk and things like that, not being able to be personable with them in direct contact. What opportunity it created for me is to create more content digitally. So like I've been doing so many photo shoots, so many influencer content. I've been shooting a lot. I've been working with a lot of models and brand ambassadors that are potentially interested in staying with me. But I'm just trying to figure out a marketing plan to release the content. There's a lot of stuff I've shot and done. And the later end of last year and the beginning of this year that I haven't released. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to release it. But that has what has created this opportunity. I've noticed in the market that, it's all about content now, more than anything now. I mean, with social media, it was already on the cusp, and there was scuttlebutt about, what does the next look like in terms of retail fashion and the retail industry and how to connect directly with the customer. I mean, so I feel like COVID and the pandemic has added more pressure into what's next. And for me, I feel like, everything's becoming digital now. That personal connection is almost like essential. Like, you know what I mean? To me, I feel like you have to have consistent, constant online content, ways to your customer can connect with you directly from their phone and always be really, really accessible to them digitally. Because with the pandemic, that personal face-to-face contact is not completely gone, but there has been a huge gap, especially over the past year. So I would say that has created an opportunity for me to be mindful of the content that I'm creating, make sure that it's consistent, it's fresh, and it's reoccurring, consistently. Yeah.
Okay, so I hear you say a lot of things in your statement just now. So do you think that with the digital marketing and the digital customer service, you think that's going to affect your business going forward, or do you think that it's because your brand is very personable? And can you tell the audience your demographic, please?
Like the young, like fashion blogger, the fashion conscientious, people that are into fashion, that understand fashion and fit. So it could be like a model who works a 9 to 5, but she has a fabulous lifestyle after working on the weekends. It could be a fashion blogger that travels a lot. Um, it can be a musician. The way the company is broken down, the way I service my clients, I break the company down into 4 customers. So we have the 9 to 5er, who's really the most conservative client. They don't show a lot of skin. They always look very classic and refined. And then we have the rocker. They wear a lot of the leather pieces, a lot of the t-shirts and denim, things like that. They'll gravitate to. They go to a lot of concerts and stuff like that. They don't really like to be too over contrived or wardrobed up. They like to be easy and loose, and they always gravitate to the leather pieces. The third customer is the social. This customer is going to embody anything that's going on right now, the latest trends, what the singers and stars are wearing on the red carpet. They're going to try to embody those latest trends. And then the last customer, the fourth customer, is the artist. This person creates new trends, and they can take some of the most unrelatable pieces I've created in the collection and create some of the most innovative looks. So that's kind of the way I break my company down when I'm creating my collections and thinking about my customer. Like, those are the 4 main customers I try to think about.
And that's amazing. So
Yeah.
with the world going so much digital, I could say it's almost a year now. Say we've been
Mhm.
11 months that we, been in this pandemic, and with everything digital, how are you servicing these 4 different sections or demographic groups of your
Well, right. So thankfully, I was already just an online boutique. I've done a few pop-ups, and I mean, that was something I was really interested in pushing once COVID happened. I had actually was in almost signed a contract for a space like 2 weeks before COVID completely had a shutdown. So for me, before I had started this endeavor of doing bigger pop-ups that kind of gave you my actual retail experience, like if I had a boutique, what that experience would look like directly in a store and retail setting. But before that, I was always online. And for me, it was just the constant shows, shooting, creating content, and direct emails. I know, like, everyone has an email address, and every retailer you shop in, they're going to capture your email and keep you, sending you promotions, making sure that they're connecting with you the right way, watching what you buy. So if I notice, like, you're always buying skirts from me over the course of a few months or a few years, I know that if I'm having to sell for skirts, to send you a buzz email to let you know 30% off skirts on my website, just tailoring what I have to offer to every customer's lifestyle. That's why it was always so essential for me to dig into my customer's livelihood and find out what key pieces they're going to need in their closet season to season to complement all their life's phases.
And I love that. So for me,
Mhm.
you do a lot of direct marketing, a lot of email marketing. So do you have a marketing team? Because I know you're all over. So you have that?
I have it when I have a big workload. So I don't have a team I consistently work with, but I have a team of people that I can call for certain things. So I know that I have like 2 shows coming up and I'm getting a lot of internet orders. I know that I can reach out to a group of young, talented elites. And I know a lot of kids that go to school for fashion design and merchandising, people that look up to me that I mentor. So I know there's always people I can reach out to for extra hand who is open and receptive and willing and want the experience with working with the designer. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's amazing. So that's great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, in the pandemic or in the lockdown, you did not really lose too much of your clients because you still was able to reach them via email and just giving them a check-in buzz on what's going on with you. Basically, you're telling me.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was some adjusting. I say the first month, like the week we had a shutdown, I had like 8 orders and they all pulled out.
Yeah.
So it was a first like, okay, take a second, look at this as an opportunity for growth. How are we going to rework this? How are you going to find a new way to pull in customers and not let this be a continuous down spiral? So, like the first thing was like, I need more fresh contact. I need to digitally connect with my customers more, versus the pop-ups now. All that had to sit on the back burner. And I immediately just start looking for new opportunities. I'm always looking for new opportunities. I'm never satisfied. I'm always looking for creative ways to elevate myself. I'm always challenging myself internally, thinking about how can you be 10 times better than you were yesterday, And I feel like it's always worked for me. So I stick to that. Like I always just try to find new opportunities. It's been instilled in me. My mentors have always, like, even when I was at my best, they've always, acknowledged that, but always piggybacked and rebutted that with, okay, what's the next opportunity? So that's how my mind is always set up. That's why I'm always constantly working, always constantly moving everywhere, because my mind is always like, what's next? What's next? Where's the opportunity? What's the next opportunity?
And that's great because you know in an evolving business like fashion, the trends come and go like within 6 weeks, 8 weeks is a trend.
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
have to be on top of it because people think fashion and trends are equal. They're not. Trends are the lifestyle is like 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, or you could push it for 3 months, but after that 3 months, it's done. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that you were able to keep your customer engaged and still reach out to them and get them to connect with you. So amazing there. So tell us a little bit about what have you been working on during the pandemic? Because I really saw that you had a celebrity wearing some of your pieces.
Yes. That was like a monumental moment for me. Like a lot of people, I'm a private company, so I don't talk a lot about the works of my company unless we have a real, true, great relationship and I feel safe enough. But what I will express to you guys is that I've gifted so many celebrities and had so many behind the scenes conversations with PR reps and celebrity stylists, and a lot of it has fell through the cracks or fallen flat. I mean, there's been a few successes, but then even through those successes, like I didn't get the picture or I never saw the footage of it. So, when me and Ashanti stylist Tim B, shout out to Tim B, amazing talent. When we connected and I gave him a few garments for her, I honestly had the same. I went back into my old habits of like, is this going to make it on her? Because celebrities get sent so much stuff. I don't think people understand how much free merchandise, huge retailers, major brands, online brands, they get sent so much stuff on a day-to-day basis. So, what I'm learning is that it's really all about the relationship. So when I sent her that garment, I met with him and everything like that. I still wasn't completely sold on like it would actually make it on her and then make it on her for me to see it. So I prayed on it. I thought positive, and I said, regardless if she wears it or not, I want to continue to build a relationship with her and her team, so that in the future my name can always come up in conversation when they're looking for new, fresh talent to work with her in terms of where she's headed in terms of her fashion with her career. So I thought positive. I prayed on it. And within a few days, I was leaving one day out of work and I just saw all these comments and tags on my phone. And I'm like, what is going on? And then people started screenshotting me the pictures of her, and I was just floored. I was floored that she wore it and that she chose to wear it on her birthday, her 40th birthday, and that like she wanted to keep it, and like she was so thrilled. And I got so much feedback from her directly and her family and friends that were celebrating her birthday with her, that they really enjoyed seeing her in my work and that she enjoyed it. And it was just a really great full circle moment for me, you know, to not, it was like another way of being communicated to not give up and always look for what's new, and always believe in yourself and never give up and keep fighting, you know. I made a promise to myself this new year, for this new year. I said every single day, do something that commits to your career. It doesn't have to be major every day. Just do something, an email, a note, a goal, short-term goal, something, you know, keep doing it. Eventually the Lord is going to allow somebody to bite. It might not be the biggest bite, but it'll be a starting point, and it'll be a motivation to keep walking in that, on that journey. You know what I mean? Like just every day, once a day, just think of one thing, one opportunity, or one thing you want to commit to that you know is essentially going to help your brand and your career grow. And you're going to have days where the Lord is going to allow some people to bite, you know?
And I think that was so good because I think that your garment silhouette did meet her needs, because if you look at her style and her fashion style is definitely a part of your brand.
Yeah,
So
she's definitely my demographic. Absolutely.
totally, totally. And the piece that she wore in Antigua, and like she was all over your timeline. I was looking at it and she was tagging, and I was like so happy because, you know, when we think of these a huge celebrity like Ashanti, and you're huge in the design world as well, but as you say, they get so much merchandise that they could choose from, that you never know if your product will make it on the celebrity. And
Yeah.
so for me, it's just like when I saw that, it was a huge win for you to be able to outfit her on her 40th birthday in the pandemic, and
Yes, in the pandemic. Exactly.
pandemic and in the Caribbean, having a party with her family and friends. And I gotta give it to you. So kudos to you for making
Thank you.
it
That means a lot coming from you.
happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, Derek, because when I looked at that garment, I was like, you know, this is so Ashanti. And I say, good for Derek, win-win for Derek, you know, because it was like amazing. And herself was talking about the product, and she was in love with it, and that's what I was happy about. I was happy about
Yes.
that she was in love with your product. She
Yeah.
didn't not to say where it came from, even though you're not Versace or whatever. You're still high end, and you're still an amazing designer. You're a celebrity designer. So for her to call that out and talk about the fabrication, the print, that everything went with her outfit, well done.
Yeah, you know what? And I really have to give my hat off to her because she's an independent artist. So
Yeah.
I feel like Ashanti understands a little more what's like for indie artists and indie creators in general. So I feel like that's how she knows, like, you know, we have to give him credit. This is amazing. You have to give him credit. I need to send him pictures. I want to shoot some video content. I want to make sure I tag him, because I feel like she knows what it's like being on both ends of the spectrum, to have a huge machine behind you and then to have to curate your own team and own support system to continue on the longevity of your brand. So I feel like her understanding that world uh helped contribute to her amazing support.
And that was all you needed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I know what you were probably thinking, as you said, you weren't sure. You have sent celebrities so many products, but you know what? That this was your time, and you
Yeah.
capitalized and you nailed it. And phenomenal,
Thank,
phenomenal job.
thank you,
Kudos
Wendy.
to you.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about, have you missed the runway shows?
Yes, yours the most. I miss your show so much. Oh my God. Like, it's like my yearly fashion New Year's. Like, to me, that's like what I look forward to. And like, I know what to expect. I know it's going to be bigger every year. I know that everything in the email that you commit to, I'm going to receive, like, it's just like, to me, that's like fashion home. for me, you know, in terms of runway shows. Like that's always a show that I know I'll always be a part of. You know, it just feels like home for me.
And I love it because you've been there from day one. So
Years.
I thank you for that, and I thank you for all the support that you give. But like I do, like the other day I was thinking about, I'm like, oh my god, even though I was online looking at Fashion Week virtually because that's what we got. You know, I'm like, when are we gonna get back to the interaction, touching the garment,
Yes.
having that conversation with the designer, the
Yes.
model, you know, it's just like I feel like I'm in a dream. And
I know.
yeah, so I do miss it, and I know you miss it as well. So hopefully by September we could have some confirmation because I think a few places are opening up now in New
That's
York.
exciting.
So
That's exciting.
yeah, minimum capacity still, but at least there is hope, you know?
Right. It's a foot in this. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Um, you have a website. So all
Yes,
the product is on your website, correct?
absolutely.
And this is where can you let them know where they can order and where they can get the product from? And then I would love for you to show some of
Oh,
your
absolutely.
garments.
Absolutely. I would love to as well. So all my product can be found on my company site. It's vgbrand.bigcartel.com. That's vgbrand.bigcartel.com. And I'm always refreshing the site. And a lot of the older seasonal collections I've done, a lot of the stuff I've showed at your show. I don't have a lot of the samples I've sold, but I always buy the fabric for the collections in bulk. So like if anybody ever wanted to go back and buy some older pieces that they saw at Wendy's show or online, that's always a conversation piece. You can even email me directly and reach out to me. Somebody will get back to you. But I have stuff from probably 2017 to now, my most recent spring summer 2021 collection. So, and I'm always doing promotional sales, you know, in terms of what's going on. You know, if it's like Valentine's Day, I'll do stuff like everything hot pink is 20% off or things like that. So definitely check me out, and you can contact me there for custom work as well. A lot of clients go to my site to contact me directly for custom work as well.
And guys, just so you know, when you think about if you think you're gonna get anything less than value and quality, this guy here, you can buy his product today and wear it tonight. You don't have to do anything. I'm
Yeah.
I am a testimony of that. Fabrication, detailing, just tell him what you want, or if you see something you like, definitely he has it. He has that touch. So Derek, let's show them what you have. I see a whole rack back there with all.
Yes. So I definitely want to share with you guys. This is one of my favorite pieces from the spring summer 2021 collection. And this kind of goes back to what I was speaking to when I said it's all about elevation and always looking for what's next. So this garment is actually all it's like a cobalt blue silk, and it is hand stitched and hand embroidered with laser cut lace, and then on top of the lace it's cobalt blue beading and Swarovski crystals, and they're strategically placed for an abstract look. This dress is very beautiful, like a cocktail party, something very evening, something very grown and sexy, night out with the girls, a very, very grown and sexy dinner environment. I mean, it's a very great party dress, something to show stop, but it still has that classic
Yeah,
high-end appeal.
I love it. It's amazing. Look at it. Is that a slit on the side?
Yeah, I want to definitely let them see the slit.
Wow, that is gorgeous. Oh wow, that is gorgeous, Derek.
Thank you. I mean, this took me like at least, I would say at the minimum 20 hours to make.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful laser cut appliques, and everything is hand placed. Like each flower is hand placed for that custom design. So if someone else bought this dress, the flowers would not be placed in the same place. So it kind of gives you that custom appeal as well.
Okay, it is gorgeous. So tell us retail. What if somebody wanted to purchase that retail? What would that value look like?
$900. This dress would be $900.
It's worth it. I
Yeah.
totally support it because
Yeah.
yeah, it's worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the fabric alone was almost $100 a yard, so that tells you there.
And I know the appliques are very expensive, so definitely, yeah.
Yeah, you know that because you work with appliques as well. Appliques are hugely expensive, and then on top of that, it has individual blue beading on top of the flowered applique.
No, that is amazing. Amazing work, Derek. That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
And do you have anything on your rack that you want to show the people for spring? Because I see some pinks and some greens, and I see a lot of fun stuff back there.
I actually do. I want to show you guys one of my man pieces that I've been selling already a lot of. This piece for men, it's a hoodie. This is the master print of my collection. And it's an Italian silk print. This fabric was about $86 a yard. And then it has this silk mesh netting. I mean, this is great for the beach, for the yacht with some trunk shorts and some flip flops. It can you wear denim, leather pants and give it more of a rock appeal. But this has been doing really well for my man. It's lightweight and breathable. And the fabric feels so rich.
Nice. That looks amazing.
This is one of my other favorite pieces. This is another evening dress I did. This dress also has some hand bead work as well. It's one sleeve off the shoulder. And this is sequins. And then on top of the sequins, I went in and bought another shade of sequins. And I went in and kind of hand stitched in certain spots just to give it some kind of texture and a little ambiance. So when you turn, you kind of get different hues and shades of green, just for that like elevation and that, custom appeal. And like I said, it has a long silk train, all Italian silk to the floor. And then the side waist is hand beaded. So it almost looks like the train is sprouting out of the hand beadwork.
And and that's one shoulder. And I have a friend, she's watching the show right now. She would love that. She loves one shoulder. Avenel, take a look at your one shoulder piece. Order today from Derek VG brand. Amazing, amazing. And Derek, like as you say, you are such a diverse designer that you go with from the younger crowd to the middle-aged crowd, and you do such a great collection and an aesthetic to your brand. So if you had a dream, who would be the celebrity that you would love to have?
Janet Jackson. Hands down. It will always be Janet Jackson. She is probably the reason why I am so disciplined in my career. And I'm always trying to put my best foot forward. I'm always praying to God and keeping a relationship with him day to day and spreading love. And just my goal for people, besides being receptive to my brand, honestly, when I do any endeavor, a show, a fashion shoot, the people involved, the people that are going to see the work, I just always want them to walk away feeling happy and good about themselves and inspired to do what they are meant to do in life, because we all feel it in our hearts. And I feel like some people, life circumstances makes us afraid or fear or a lack of knowing your worth or what you are capable of. And I feel like watching Janet Jackson throughout her career and being so receptive to the amazing human being she is, and watching her through her career has trained me to be the way I am. So that classic appeal and that high-end luxury appeal I exude in my brand when I'm promoting my brand, I learned from watching Janet Jackson. She is my biggest inspiration.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear, because if you've been watching and been so disciplined and she has taught you discipline, that's huge. So
yeah,
that's really, really huge. So who else is your biggest inspiration?
Designers, I would have to say Gianni Versace, and within the last few years, Ballman.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Those would be the two. But like I really grew up being inspired by Janet and Michael. Like they always had like a classic sense of style that no one else had, that everybody wanted to emulate it. It was always something new and authentic, and it wasn't nothing that was like taken and recycled and try to make it original. It was always something, I feel like especially Michael. Like, I feel like their sense of style is classic. It will live on forever. Michael's silhouette will live on forever. Like, you know when someone's trying to dress like him. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
it just creates that classic, memorable, style that no one can take away from you. And that's what inspired me. Like, just classic pieces that will live on forever. Like, you could see this dress 12 years from now, you're still going to be captivated and innovated and want to touch and feel all the beadwork and the laser cut lace, because the silhouette is still a classic silhouette. It's an off the shoulder form-fitting cocktail dress, but the ornamentation has kind of elevated and made it more VG. But I feel like all my garments, I always try to make stuff that that's classic, and I play with the little couture trends and influences, but I always try to make sure the base of what I'm doing has class and is classic.
I know, definitely. And what I love again about your product and your garments is that they evolve. They can be
Yeah.
season over season. It's not true.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about your product. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna buy it because he's making this trend. No, your product is, see, I could have a piece from you and I could wear 2 years from now. And
Mhm.
it will still fit in because it's a fashion piece. It's not a trend. And I love that. And even your print work and your leather work is like, look, that dress you could wear next year. Even if you didn't get to wear it this year because of the pandemic and the closures, next year you could wear
Yeah.
that dress. You could wear that blue dress next year because it still would be an original and it still would fit in with the fashion world and what's going on. So
And that's important, Wendy. Like, I think about, like, making a collection for me is not like brainstorming and conceptualizing a collection is not my favorite thing to do, because from a business perspective, there is so much to think about. I think especially a lot of independent designers in the beginning stages, we just like to design stuff we love and just therapeutically get it out of our system.
yeah.
But now I have to think about the theme of the collection. Where is she going? How can she transition this? How can someone that doesn't go on vacation a lot still utilize these pieces in her lifestyle? And this customer would wear this, but she wouldn't wear this, and she would never pair these together. So do we really need this in the collection? There's so many things you have to think about now, on top of making sure the silhouettes have class and making sure the workmanship is there and there are opportunities to strengthen and elevate the brand within those things. So I do think about all that stuff. I don't just design clothes just like, oh, this will be cute, I'm gonna make this. Because I want them to, like you said, last forever and live on forever. And in order for them to be the classic garments that they are, you have to think about all that stuff.
And I think that's amazing because, as I said, it doesn't, you don't design for a trend. You design as a fashion brand. And I love that about you because, as I said, I can't say it enough. It could be one year over year. Nobody would know. It's just based on time and season. If you have something for the fall, something for the summer, something for the spring, you just have
Yeah.
to know when to wear it and how to wear it. So I love that part about you, and I love that you create in for longevity versus trend, because trend is
Yes.
like, a lot of people think that in fashion is trendy. Yes, trend is good, but it lasts only 3 months. After 3 months goes, what are you doing with that product? Design,
Right.
some designers, they do for a trend, but what happens after that trend?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really amazing. And as you said earlier, that you could purchase something from 5 years ago from your collection, which is
Mhm.
true.
And people still will ask, like, where did you get that? Oh my God, I love that print. I get calls all the time when I make someone something, and text messages like, oh my God, I got so many compliments. Oh my God, some people just kept asking me where I got my top or where I got my shirt. And it'll be stuff that I've like whipped up like 3 years ago, 2 seasons ago. And I'm just like, that's why it's always important for me to think about, like, can you see someone in this years from now when people still being moved and it's still being innovative and looking refreshing to the customers? So I always think about all that stuff. So the fact that someone like you can recognize that, I am so humble for that, because it shows that people can see all the things I'm thinking about and that I'm just not making cute clothes or doing cute sewing techniques that I know I'm good at.
And that's amazing because designers out there, listen, I think that this is very a great conversation, and you can educate some people, some other designers, on what to do and how to do and how to make it work for you. So Derek, what are your plans for the rest of the year? What do you think that you're going to do this year? Because you have some great ideas and I love this. So what are
Okay.
your plans?
So I am, you know what, I'm going to tell you guys because I want everyone watching, all my supporters, and even you, Wendy, to stay on my butt about this. I want to do a pop-up for the holiday.
Okay.
So during the Christmas time, like I want during that whole gifting season, like usually like after Thanksgiving, like Black Friday until the end of the year, people shop like crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I want to do a pop-up shop in like retail style, like full mannequins, visual display elements. I have a huge background in visual merchandising and mannequin maintenance and styling. And I really want to get my team of talent that I work with, that I know people in New York, in Jersey, that are really talented artists that can do great visual work in retail store styling, salespersons, managers, leads, people that can really help drive my business. All the people I've worked from every end of the spectrum over my 15 years in retail. I'm in contact with a lot of the elites that I had worked with in every experience. So just to continue those relationships and reach out to them and do a pop-up shop, I really want to finish off selling the summer collection, sell past pieces that I'm still sitting on, new refreshing stuff for the holiday. And I want to do like a gifting moment. Like I really, really want to give my customers a retail experience so they can see, like, if he had a boutique, this is what it would look like. You know what I mean? And they can anticipate that because essentially that's what I'm working towards. But just to start giving them that experience so that when that time comes, they can already be adjusted to what that service will look like, what that experience will look like. I want people to continue to see my visions from all facets and not just through the runway shows and the photos.
And would this be over maybe a week? You'll have this or would it
Ideally from Black Friday to New Year's Eve is ideally.
I love it.
Um,
I love it.
yeah, like to finish out the year and New Year's Eve, have a New Year's Eve sale with, all the dresses and stuff like that. But I mean, that's what the goal would be. How it turns out, it may end up being a week or 2 or 3, but my goal is to do it from Black Friday to New Year's Eve.
I think that's amazing. That's amazing. I think that that will definitely put your brand in a different category and give you a different clientele. I love that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's perfect. So I know you do some visual excellence, and I know you've been working with a lot of high-end department stores. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Yeah.
like your visual, your mannequin displays and all that stuff. Like tell the people, like, because you're great.
Oh, thanks, Wendy. You're gonna make me blush. So your word has extra weight. So I have a background in visual design and merchandising. I've worked in retail, like I said, from every end of the spectrum since about 2008. So, but my focus has always been visual merchandising. I've worked at BCBG as a store manager and did visual merchandising, The Limited, Old Navy, Nordstrom's, Balenciaga, Saks. Like I have worked from high end to mass market brands to low end brand. I was a visual manager for Old Navy, The Gap, Banana Republic. Like it goes on and on. I have so much experience when in terms of retail fashion industry, and I feel like it helps me a lot in my business.
Yeah.
So right now I'm contracted with Macy's. I work at the largest Macy's in New Jersey.
Nice.
And my position is the only one of the very few positions left in the company. And what I really do every day from season to season is elevating the store. So I go in, I look for creative opportunities and creative moments in the departments to elevate the shop, to connect with the customer, whether if it's a designer that's new and I'm showcasing it on mannequins so you can see what the lifestyle of the customer should look like with a few props or things like that. But my essential job is really to elevate the store and be the go-to fashion liaison. So like if managers in their departments have a new collection, they're not sure what to do with it or where to put it, or it's not selling, they will call me or from my office in Macy's, and I would have a touch base with them, and they would speak to what the collection is about, and then I can go on my shop and conglomerate and build a moment to put on the floor, to elevate it, to push it, to sell, or to make it a focus, or whatever it is. And that's what I do all day in Macy's and throughout the season. So like if you go in stores and you see all the Christmas decorations and wreaths hanging, I'm doing all that stuff, making it, building it, painting props. It's a really fun job. I'm a creator, so it's very therapeutic for me. It's a very therapeutic escapism for me.
And that's good because that keeps your vision and your creative mind going, because you have to create looks. It's a whole,
Yeah.
and I think people don't understand, it's a whole different world to designing. It's a
Yes, it is.
you have to bring to life for customers, just be like, oh wow, I wanted the entire outfit. So amazing, 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 amazing. Derek, I appreciate you so much. You such a refreshing inspiration, and what you're doing in the market right now, congratulations. And congratulations on everything that you have been doing. Congratulations on your huge win with Celebrity and Shanti and
I
her
know.
your product. That is amazing. And congratulations with your day-to-day life. And hopefully we open up soon so we can see some of that amazing product and look what
Yes,
the runway. Yes.
yes. Oh.
And yeah. So before we leave, tell the people where they can find you once again, and any special words of inspiration you can leave with them.
Yes, so you can find my stuff on my website again, bgbrand.bigcartel.com. My Instagram is VG CEO, as in Chief Executive Officer. So VG CEO. And you honestly, you can Google Derek Webb, VG CEO, and everything will pop up. Or Derek Webb Fashion, Derek Webb Designer, who is Derek Webb Fashion? All it's gonna pop up, all my platforms. So you'll be able to find me there. I once again want to give a special shout out to Ashanti and her stylist Tim B for all their support with the new collection. And lastly, you, Wendy, it's just been great since I met you. Like that, your show has really taught me, what professionalism looks like in the fashion world here, and just like one thing I will say about your show that I cannot say about any show I've done in my entire life. Every single time I do your show, it elevates, it gets bigger and bigger, and more services are offered to the talent involved. And it's just like, I have never, ever in my life seen a show like that where someone thinks like I do. That's why it feels like home, because I'm like, this is somebody who thinks like me, always looking for new opportunities. Like every year I come, there's new services, there's new stuff, it gets bigger. And I'm just like, these are the type of people I want to be around, this type of environment I want to be in, people I can relate to, people that are receptive to me, that I can feed off of. Like, you're such an amazing spirit. You inspire me. And I'm just like, every time I'm around you, your energy is so gracious. You're such a great mentor. You spread so much love. You give so many opportunities to independent talent, which is very important.
Yes.
Independent indie talent, like indie talent, you go hard for. And I am just nothing but humbled to even have the opportunity to say, I know you.
Thank you so much. And that's why we're here. That's why we do Look Over Style, the runway, because it's about independence.
Yeah.
Independent is who we are and what we want to promote. And thank you so much, because every time we do Look Over Style, the runway, we want to elevate for you guys. We want to elevate for our customers. We want to elevate for our fans. We want to elevate for the industry.
Yes.
So, we're already thinking how it's gonna be for next year, and we're pulling out all the stops once we can have a show. Definitely.
Absolutely, and I anticipated it.
So thank you so much for taking time out to talk on Style Wednesday with me and everyone else who's viewing this evening, and it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Derek.
Thank you so much. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye. Guys, there you have it. Derek Webb, VG Brand, the CEO himself, telling you all about his success and what keeps him motivated. Guys, as I usually say, it's the Queen of Style, and it's Style Wednesday. Remember, don't let the fashion wear you. You wear the fashion, and have a fashionable week. Until next week, Wednesday, I'll talk to you at 7 p.m. Thank you.